Hey, this is Dan. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time, my name is Dan and I bought a 1250 GS Adventure to kind of take myself from the road to off-road, off-pavement adventure style of things. So today we're going to take the bike and we're going to be headed to do the Switzerland Trail. So about 4.5 miles outside of the city of Boulder, you're going to get to Sugarloaf Road. Sugarloaf Road is going to go for another about 4 miles until you come to the Switzerland Road. So you're going to drive up Sugarloaf Road until you get to a plateau. And at the top of that plateau, you're going to see a right with a marked sign that says the Switzerland Trail. Now that road is going to take you to the Switzerland Trail parking area. And there are actually two ways. You can go to the left from that parking area, and that's going to take you back toward the town of Nederland on a basic dirt road, or you can go to the right, which is the direction that we're going to take, and kind of down what looks like a single track road, which is the part of the Switzerland Trail that wraps around for about 4 miles through a bunch of rocky sections. And then you're going to come to where 4 Mile Canyon is. You're going to cross 4 Mile Canyon and you're going to continue that road up to Mt Alto. So Mt Alto is a flat spot where there used to be a lodge and a chimney where we'll stop and kind of hang out for a second. And then it's just a couple miles back to the dirt road, road number 52. And then that takes you back to the Peak to Peak Highway and back to Nederland, and that's where we're going to go. If you go right on 52, that takes you to the small town of Gold Hill. And the Switzerland Trail used to continue across. And you can continue across 52, but it's only going to go for a short distance because, like I said, there was a rock slide, and these are unmaintained roads, and they've never reopened it. So if this is something you're interested in, let's get to the ride. All right, we're getting ready to come up one of the hills that drops down into Boulder. This is my commute to work every day, and it's arguably one of the prettiest views, especially in the mornings when it's crisp and clear. You can really see the mountains really well, and it's just something that never gets old. And we're going to drop down into the city, and all you get to see is the Front Range just kind of sitting there. Wintertime, all the mountains are snow-capped. You can see the Continental Divide as we drop down into the city, and it's just never get tired of looking at it. All right, we just drove through the center of Boulder. We're coming up here on 6th and Canyon. So we came in on Arapahoe, made a right on 28th, left on Canyon, and we're gonna start going up Boulder Canyon, which if you go all the way up to Boulder Canyon, it takes you to Nederland, where we went to get some coffee in the previous video. We may end up going back there today, we'll see, but it's also where Eldora is, which is the ski resort that's local to this area. So really nice ski resort during the wintertime, lots of activity, just a cool place. It's mainly just a ski hill, not so much a resort. So this turns into a one-lane road with some passing zones as we kind of get higher up. So there are a couple ways to get to the Switzerland Trail. The way we're going to go today is up Sugarloaf, but you can also take 4 Mile Canyon, and that cuts off the first section of the Switzerland Trail. So we're going to go ahead and take Sugarloaf Road up, and that'll turn into some dirt road, which will begin the Switzerland Trail. So it's marked pretty well. So this is another beautiful road. In the wintertime, it's one of the prettiest roads right after a fresh snow that I think there is out there. So it's about 85 degrees downtown. We're going to be at about 5,400 feet. We're going to be climbing up to over 8,000 feet, and we've already come down 6 degrees, which will be pleasant because it's a little warm today. Sugarloaf should be coming up here pretty soon on the right. This is September, and it's running into our dry season right now, and so there are fire bans out here. So if you're out in this area, please adhere to those rules, because the fires can be pretty devastating in these canyons if they get started, especially if it's from a human. Absolutely beautiful. All right, once you get up to the top of kind of that ridge where you could see that overlook, the next turn, which is Sugarloaf Mountain Road, is the Switzerland Trail, as you can see. So we're going to go through a residential area to begin with, and yeah, so let's get to it. never gets old out here. You know, the fact that, you know, sometimes I still can't believe this is where I live. So the road's just a little rocky. Other than that, you know, it's nice and graded. So we have the bike in Dynamic Pro right now, and the suspension is set on dynamic and automatic. So this is a super popular road, especially on the weekends. This is during the week, just so we can enjoy it. It's an easy trail. There are some guides that actually use this trail as an intro to four-wheel drive. But you can pretty much do this in anything. So this is kind of like a staging area, and like during the weekends this will be packed full of people. So a lot of people will bring all their side-by-sides and ATVs and things like that out here, and they'll just park right here and kind of go from there. There are some dispersed campsites out here. So you can see there are some rocky sections. Just gives you an opportunity to kind of, in my opinion, see how the bike feels and how you feel on the bike. I find that standing up kind of helps you go through the shock absorber kind of motion of managing things, but this GS is incredibly stable, but it is quite rocky. So these are unmaintained roads, so you got to remember that. In the wintertime, you know, depending on who comes through here, can chew these roads up pretty good. Can't beat the scenery. That's one of the things I learned is you need to pick your line. So you need to be looking ahead, looking at what the road looks like ahead of you, what may or may not be in front of you, and then where do you want the bike to go. And as long as you control that, you have quite a bit more control rather than letting the bike kind of tell you. Because it will if you let it. Again, there's nothing super hard about this. And so it's, you know. But you just have to be careful. I mean, the rocks can get you, you know, sideways, and you just got to be able to pick your line, let the bike kind of dance underneath you, and just enjoy the ride. Now, I don't feel like this thing is unwieldy at all. I don't feel like the bike is pushing me. Again, not a super technical, depending on how you look at it. But to me, this thing handles so well. The power and the balance with the motor being so low and the way that it sits. You know, I feel like the bike is super stable. And I'm by no means a good rider. I'd call myself an okay rider. And to me, the bike does a super good job. The power's right where you need it. The balance is where you need it. Like, I don't feel tippy. You know, and I'm standing up, so we made the center of gravity high, but we're putting weight in the center of the bike. So there are a lot of blind corners out here, so you can see where on the weekend, you know, this could be a challenge to navigate through, you know, traffic and all the people that are riding around. We did get a bunch of rain the other day. So I figured there might be some puddles out here. Ultimately, I like to get my confidence level up enough to do sections of the Colorado BDR. So that's what we'll be working up towards in the future, is more and more challenging technical rides, just to build my riding skills up. about the worst of it done, so we should be coming up out of here in just a second, and then it's kind of smooth sailing from here. So once we get up to this area where the chimney is, pretty much you can drive in from the peak-to-peak highway in a car. So you can come around here after doing all of this and come around the corner and see a station wagon. There's a bunch of campsites out here. That folks come in off the peak-to-peak highway and just travel down the dirt road. And there's the chimney, and we're done. We'll go in there. You see there's some picnic tables and all kinds of things. All right, my battery is about to die, but I just wanted to show you what everything looks like. Absolutely beautiful. So that was the Switzerland Trail from Boulder all the way up to where the old lodge used to be. And so we're just a couple miles of dirt road left to get back to the peak highway, and then we're gonna head back to Netherlands and then back on home. Hope you guys got something from the video and enjoyed everything. This is one great machine, and I am super happy with it. All right, my GoPro died. So like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed the trail ride. To me, it was a good test of my fitness, especially my legs, since we were standing up all the time, but also my bike handling skills. So I was super happy with how I did and how the bike did. I didn't feel unstable or out of control at all. No falls, nothing even close. Again, this is super simple trail, nothing crazy technical. You just have to be mindful of the rocks and everything else. So again, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. If you like what we're doing here, give it a thumbs up and think about subscribing. We're gonna have a lot more to come. This is Dan, and we'll talk to you later. Beautiful.